You know, sometimes if you ain't got nothing smart to say, then don't say nothing at all. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? A couple weeks ago, I did a video reporting that the WBO president was very highly eager to fly to Mexico to meet up with Juan Marquez face to face and basically try to urge him to fight the WBO junior welterweight champion, Ruslan Provodnikov. Now, many people have been trying to pressure Marquez into taking this fight. Of course, this would be a big HBO fight. Like I said, Ruslan Provodnikov is one of the hottest fighters right now. He is the junior welterweight WBO champion right now. All right, so it makes all the sense in the world for Marquez to take the fight. But with all the pressure that people have been putting on Marquez to take the fight, he has continuously turned down the fight. So now we fast forward to present day. And boy, let me tell you, I done heard some boxers and trainers say some really stupid things in boxing interviews. But this has got to go down as one of the most dumbest comments, or at least one of the most incriminating comments I have ever heard in a boxing interview. So like I said, I'm reading the news basically, and the headline reads, Marquez says he won't be Provodnikov's stepping stone. Now, you know what, guys? Before I give you my thoughts on what was said by Juan Marquez, I want to go ahead and read exactly what he said, okay? Quote, Provodnikov wants to seize the moment, and it's good to think that way, but I'm not going to be a stepping stone. The important thing is to complete challenges because I want to leave a legacy in boxing. A fight with Provodnikov would be a good one, but it won't give me any recognition. He's making statements about me at his convenience. I'm not afraid of him. Everyone knows it's not out of fear that I don't want to face him. I fought the best, and I have no fear of anything, or else I would not be in boxing. End quote. Now, the first line that I want to tackle is obviously the biggest line that Marquez said, which is, I'm not going to be a stepping stone. Now, my question is, does Marquez not understand that he basically just said that I'm not going to be the next victim on Provodnikov's hit list? I'm not going to be the next guy that he beats and puts on his resume so that he could step over me to get to bigger challenges. That is exactly what Marquez just said. And this is why it's unbelievable to me that he would say this to the public. Then he claims that a Provodnikov fight won't give him the proper recognition. Are you insane, Marquez? You know damn well that would be the biggest HBO fight that could be made underneath a Bradley rematch or a fifth Pacquiao fight. We know you don't want a Pacquiao fight. So if you can't get the Bradley fight, if you don't want the fifth fight with Manny Pacquiao, what is the next biggest match to make? The next biggest match to make is with Provodnikov. Because we all know Provodnikov, he gave Bradley the fight of the year. All right? He gave Bradley the fight of the year. How could anything be bigger than that? There is nothing bigger. Who else are you going to fight to get more recognition? If you're not, like I said, if you're not fighting Pacquiao, Tim Bradley, who are you going to fight that's going to give you more recognition than a Provodnikov fight? The guy who was just involved in fight of the year. Who are you going to fight, Marquez? What? Showtime Sean Porter? A rematch with Floyd Mayweather? We know those fights are not going to happen. So you're fooling yourself, really. You're fooling yourself. Then he says, I'm not afraid of anybody. If I was afraid of anybody, I wouldn't be in boxing. Which, that line, it doesn't make sense at all. I seen a message of someone supporting Marquez basically saying, how can he be afraid of Provodnikov if he's not afraid of Tim Bradley or Manny Pacquiao? Once again, one of the most ridiculous things I've heard someone say. Styles make fights, okay? Styles make fights. And in this sport, this is all about prize fighting. That's what it's called. It's called prize fighting. It's all about making the right moves, okay? Truth be told, a lot of fighters out there, they know that certain fighters will most likely beat them, especially when you've already been beat before. Marquez has already been beat before. Marquez has a lot of losses, and his goal is to try to make as much money as he can and guarantee himself a victory. And in order to do that, he has to have the right type of opponent. All right? Like I said, if you guys know anything about boxing, you know that Ruslan Provodnikov would be an extremely difficult fight for Marquez. Marquez, you're talking about a guy who has never had a great defense. Every time we look at him, he has a busted nose, he's bleeding from the eye, and et cetera, et cetera. Typical warrior type of fighter, right? Well, let me tell you something. The typical quote-unquote warrior type of fighter is tailor-made for Ruslan Provodnikov, because that's all they want to do is drop them bombs and land those accurate punches. See, the problem is Provodnikov, he can't always do that against an intelligent, boxer. But a guy who lacks defense is going to be tailor-made for Provodnikov. All right? Like I said, you think you used to seeing Marquez with a bloody nose and a bloody eye right now. Imagine if he was in the ring with Ruslan. That would be a bloodbath, because Ruslan would continue to cut off the ring, constantly keep coming forward. And we know what Marquez does when he gets backed up on the ropes. When Marquez gets backed up on the ropes, he just swings. He sometimes it's like he's just closing his eyes, just swinging at you, and the punches are just flying. He's leaving himself wide open. His head is getting snapped back, and he's swinging all at the same time. You can't do that against Provodnikov. You would get knocked out against a fighter like Provodnikov trying to do that. And this is the reason why Marquez doesn't want to get in the ring with Provodnikov, and why Marquez doesn't even have confidence in beating Provodnikov by his own comments, saying that he is not going to be Provodnikov's stepping stone. Okay? He didn't say, I'm not going to give Provodnikov a chance to make a big check fighting me. He said, I'm not going to be his stepping stone. I'm not going to be his victim, is what the man is saying. Which, like I said, is a very incriminating thing to say. If you truly want people to believe that you're not afraid, you went by trying to do that the wrong way. So it's really sad, recently we have a lot of these tough macho type fighters who are the main ones that are ducking all of the competition lately, if you guys look around, which I'll do another video about that topic solely. But it's pretty crazy. Right now, Marquez, he has nowhere to run, he has nowhere to hide. I don't know who he's going to fight. Like I said, everyone. If he really is going to try to fight someone where he can get some recognition, he's going to have to really get in the ring with some tough competition. Maybe he'll just go ahead and take that fifth fight with Manny Pacquiao, because at least he already knows what he's getting himself into. He's already used to Manny Pacquiao. There's not a guarantee he'll win that fifth fight, but he probably, at the end of the day, Marquez probably feels, you know what, I got a better chance, beating a guy I've already beat before than trying to beat one of these young lions, right? Or maybe, Tim Bradley might beat Manny Pacquiao in a rematch, and then they may put that fight together. But like I said, it's an uphill battle for Marquez. It's an uphill battle. So that's really all I got to say on this one, guys. I'm on to the next one.